Hello, Goddess, and welcome to this week's Twin Flame Tuesday. And we are moving right along. It may feel as though you're not. It may feel as though you are clawing your way through quicksand. That is exactly the visual that I just had in my mind. But I assure you, progress is being made. Even when you are being asked to simply be present, trust that everything is exactly as it is supposed to be, and you are where you are supposed to be. Same with your twin flame connection, wherever your counterpart is currently in this experience. Recognize that the greatest facets of this journey, be it your twin flame journey or that which is the all-encompassing self-love empowerment journey, trust that everything is unfolding in divine time and everything is working out for all of us and happening exactly as it's supposed to. For those new to my channel, welcome. My name is Rochelle and I am the founder, CEO, and self-love empowerment coach here at Empowerment Experiences, where the majority of us indeed are on not just a self-love empowerment journey, but a healing twin flames journey as well, which is really truly fully anchored in a self-love empowerment journey. I personally never saw it coming. And I'm here to assure you, Goddess, that it does get easier. Being in the physical space that feels as though your divine counterpart is so far away, it gets easier to feel as though they are not, because they're not. That separation is an illusion between you and your counterpart, just as that separation is an illusion between all of us. We're all connected. We're connected to all and everything. And that is very strongly what I feel is one of the biggest things that twin flames are here to anchor in this light and illuminate for humanity, is this knowing that there is no such thing as separation. And when you can let go of the idea of control, that you can control specifics of your physical realm that especially involve another individual, you'll feel a lot better when you let go of that delusion, because that's what it is a delusion. You cannot specifically control another person. You can influence and impact someone else based on what your point of attraction is, but therein lies where your power is to be found, is within yourself, not in someone else. And so again, the more you let go of the illusion that you can control someone else, the better you're going to feel. And that's very much what I feel is the preface, of course, for today's Twin Flame Tuesday message, is more of that letting go. Letting go of the stories, letting go of the illusion of control, when really the only thing you can ever control is yourself. And that in turn impacts and influences your environment and your relationships with others, including and especially your twin flame love. Well, all that said, let's see what we have in today's messages, shall we? I definitely, wow, that just flew across the table. I was about ready to say, I definitely feel a lot of things releasing as we are building up to some even bigger things that are coming in the collective. But as I was saying, this is a journey of growth, and right now you have you're being asked to acknowledge in all the ways that you have grown, Goddess, because you really have. You've come so far. This is a journey of growth, your soul's growth. And the more understanding that you expand within yourself about yourself, the more you do grow. The more your counterpart grows, the more your connection grows, because that connection with yourself is growing. And it's through that connection with yourself that your counterpart comes home to you. But again, it's about growing into that knowing that you already have within you, that you and your counterpart are never separate. And that any aspect of yourself that feels the need to be graspy and clingy and not want to let go, that's ego. There's ego attachment and soul connection, and they are two different things. And I will link that video at the end of this one for my little channeled message that hit me about ego attachment versus soul connection and the clarity therein. But remember, Goddess, this is a perpetual going and growing journey. You never reach an end. Things pass, things are temporary, but that which is the all-encompassing journey of your soul, it never ends. We are perpetually becoming more, bigger, greater, grander, more expansive, more awakened. And you'll graduate from this earth school at some point. The question is, are you really taking that time to focus on why you're here? Because as I've said before, your divine counterpart is not your mission. You could technically say that your mission is you. Is you. So, be kind with yourself where you are in your journey. Let go of the stories that you say about yourself that keep you playing small, that keep you in a space of believing that you're not good enough, of believing that you are separate, of believing that you have no power. You are the catalyst. You are the one that is creating your reality based on the stories that you are telling, which is again why I was telling you that you are the one, the only one that you can ever have control over. You. It's all you. So begin reprogramming your mind, changing those stories, shifting the shit that does not align with what you want to be growing, who you want to be growing into. Where your attention goes, yes, it's true, your energy flows. What you focus on is what expands. When you focus on something, that's the direction you head toward. What I'm seeing right now in my mind is when you're playing basketball. And I notice even still, all these years later, that when I throw a piece of paper to the trash can to make the basket, you've got to be looking at where you want that ball to hit. What's your target? What's your target, Goddess? What do you desire the outcome to be? And then you've got to be the one to let go of what doesn't serve and bring in what does. And I assure you, being unkind with yourself does not serve you. beating yourself up all the time about things you should or should not have said or done, or anything that weighs you down, is the antithesis to that which is to bring you up. You're here to be uplifted and to be uplifting. And one of the newest things that I've just added that I'm very excited, one of these wonderful empowerment tools that really do change your life because they change your beliefs, are affirmations. It was a specific affirmation that empowered me to manifest my trip to India on a specific date, no less. A specific date. And I now offer custom affirmation station creations wherein, yes, you and I co-create your own affirmation station so that you are not just choosing a generic one that they mostly resonate, but they're not yours. Through this affirmation station, they are yours, Goddess. You can choose from more than 200 affirmations that I provide for you. And of course, you are welcome to provide all your own. I definitely verify that they are all aligned with the outcome that you desire, such as I don't want to be fat, I don't want to be sick, I don't want to be whatever. There's none of that. It's all focusing on what it is you desire to align with. All right, what are you stepping into? What version of yourself? So I had to throw that in there because I just got it up in my store yesterday. And there are 3 music selections to choose from. And these affirmations, here we go again with this rebirth card. These affirmations are the thing, just one of the most powerful tools that you can utilize consciously to facilitate the rebirth and growth into that which you desire to be. You get to choose who you are becoming, Goddess. And you do that based on what beliefs you are holding about yourself, your twin flame, any aspects of your reality. I mention this fairly regularly because it's so important to recognize that what you emit, that's what you get. What you put out is what you get back from this universe. That is the most fundamental concept of the law of attraction. Whatever you emit, that's what you will get. And as you have these affirmations in place, there are going to be things, triggers and traumas and stories and narratives that are going to come up that you're going to be presented with that opportunity to then shift them. And it's up to you to shift it. That's what this growth is about. It's about letting those things go so that you can grow bigger. It's shedding that skin, this rebirth. It's shedding that skin which you no longer fit in, so you can expand into a greater version of yourself. And that's what this experience is. It's you awakening to remembering who and what you truly are, you coming back to your true self. And that's what this twin flame connection is. It is about you coming home to yourself and your souls coming back to each other in full union after lifetimes. But it's knowing that it has been lifetimes. Cheers. I need a little sip of chai here. Yeah. So right there, it's with this, whatever is in my throat right now is really amplifying that throat chakra. So there's a aspect of yourself where you are truly hesitant to fully express yourself, to express your thoughts, your feelings, your perspective. And even I can agree, having some things that I am hesitant to discuss, especially like in the goddess tribe and such, because they're being utilized as weapons to divide. And we are here to actually experience union. So it can be very, very challenging to express yourself in an environment or in a way that you feel confident and comfortable. But here's the thing, Goddess, you don't have any power over how someone else receives you. You only have power, again, over you, over yourself. So it's very important to express yourself. And a lot of times you're going to find that all you simply need is to get it out of you. And so, as I've mentioned before, one of those amazing tools that I like to utilize, in addition to handwriting it in your journal or on just paper in general, you can also type it in a draft in your email folder, especially if it is something to someone that you want to say. And I would put you can put their name and the date in the subject line. Do not put an email in that sender or in that recipient line. Don't put something there. I have accidentally sent emails before that I didn't really want sent. All right. So one of the reasons for this process of really expressing what is inside of you is that allows you to let it go. It's like, it's like a helium balloon, right? It's like letting the air out of a balloon. Once you relieve a little bit of that pressure, you feel a little bit better. And then something else comes up. And then you got to relieve a little more of that pressure. And then bit by bit, as you let the air out of whatever that challenge is or whatever that issue is you have with someone, whatever you feel like you need to say right now, instead of just letting the universe do its part in bringing the truth to light and you just surrender to the process, that's what happens is you're getting it out of yourself at least. So you're not this balloon that ends up exploding on people. You're just... You're letting out the air over here, letting out a little air over there, whatever it takes for you to keep a more high vibrational experience in your experience and to not be bringing a bunch of bullshit to someone else, especially when it's recognizing that people, especially right now, a lot of people are very settled on their way of viewing things. And it's a very narrow view. Well, in order to have a more expanded view of your experience, of even your twin flame connection, it's to allow yourself to let things be. To let things be and focus on thee. Wow, that was really cool. Let things be and focus on thee. As in 2 E's. Old English, all right? Let things be and focus on thee. Focus on your rebirth, your growth. When it comes to your divine counterpart, don't force anything. Because there is an easier path. And I assure you, Goddess, that easier path is through yourself. Through cultivating your own joy, your own happiness, and allowing your counterpart to do whatever it is he needs to do wherever he is. I admit, as I like to share, my line of communication is fully open with my counterpart. We're in an interesting space where it's kind of like, it almost feels like your first junior high dance. And there's a cute boy over here and you're over there and you guys just keep looking at each other from across the room, but then you kind of like, no, never mind. No, he doesn't really like me. And so you go talk to someone else, or he goes and talks to someone else. So it's kind of this, I see you, but I'm going to see you from over here for now, because I'm not quite sure what my next move is. Let it be that. Trust that, again, wherever you are, you're exactly where you're supposed to be. Okay? And I assure you, as I've said, Goddess, the more you let go. Now, here is this whole letting go that I very much noticed is It's like, oh, it's like a ball of yarn. And what happened is that ball of yarn got all, a cat got to it, we could say, and it's all messed up and knotted up. And that is exactly the shit that you're holding on to. All of that tension, all of that worry, all of that doubt. Oh my God, what's our next move? Oh my God, do I talk to him? Oh my God, but I want to. What do I say? I don't want to mess it up. All that overthinking, thinking. That's this ball of knotted up yarn. It's not this perfect little ball of perfectly rolled up yarn, but it's been all knotted up and made into chaos. Well, as someone who crochets and works with those kinds of things, it's best to work it bit by bit. Don't go through that whole thing. And sometimes when you are in that flustered and frustrated space, I'm telling you, sister, the best thing to do is put that freaking pile down. Meaning get off the subject. Go focus on something. There's a gazillion things you can focus on. A book to read, poetry to write, movies to watch, coloring books to color, phone calls to be had, video chats, making videos, making audios, planting things, potting things. There are so many things that you can actually do to pivot yourself off the subject of your counterpart, especially if you have reached that point where you're so stressed about what they're doing. You don't know when they're going to say anything. I assure you, and I watch this in my tribe, when you get off the subject and you really truly begin to focus on you, boom, all of a sudden you'll get a message from him. Because what's happened, you have gotten the fuck out of your way. You have released that resistance, because when you feel the need to control something, what that actually is resistance to the universe doing its part. You're blocking things. You're blocking your blessings. When you're focusing on things as they have been or as they are, you're only allowing this little bit of an experience to happen. So this is why I'm saying right now, I'm very much feeling for so many in the twin flame community, so many goddesses, to just acknowledge for yourself that I am choosing to focus on me. I am choosing to acknowledge that I can only ever have power and control over me. And that as I get this power back over me, I am more appealing, more magnetic to my counterpart, because all of that energy, that chaotic, I'm not throwing knotted up yarn balls at my counterpart going, come back, please, can we fix this, please? Apparently had a little moment of emotion there, right? It's like, please don't go. Please, we can fix this, while you have this heaping pile of knotted up yarn that is, no, let it go. It's the whole muddy water analogy that I mentioned in a recent video. You've got to let it be so the muddy water can clear. And then come back and you will see clearly. I don't know how many times when it's come to creating a project of mine throughout my many years of being creative, that I would be in the midst of something and I would hit a snafu and I would just be like, how am I going to get that into that? And I learned very much to not overthink it, to walk away and go focus on something else when, boom, randomly, that thought hits me. That's the solution. Because I got out of my own way. I wasn't blocking my desire, a desire for a solution, to come to me. And the same concept is applicable to your twin flame connection, to anything that you're manifesting. Anything in your experience works that way. If you keep seeing how it is, then you're going to keep living how it is. You're going to keep experiencing how it is. So the best way to stop focusing on how it is to focus on something else. And I assure you, this gentleness, this kindness, this ease expands with yourself. It's like this layer, again, this layer by layer, that letting the air out of the balloon bit by bit by bit by bit. Okay, then, let's see what else. Oh my. Well, looky there. As I was saying, focus on what feels good. Do what excites you. Get off the subject of the things that are heavy. And again, especially in the twin flame connection, I know, Goddess. I know what it is to want him in your arms. I know what it is to want to hear his voice, his laughter, to feel him. And I know what it is to have that space of believing that your life will never be good enough if he's not in it. But that's a complete contradiction to embodying that union energy. You have to be excited about it as though it already is now. It is about outgrowing that old version of yourself that says, I will be happy when. I will be excited when. I will be grateful when. All of those things push away what you want. All of it. And instead, again, what you emit is what you get. So if you're putting out that I don't have it, all that lack, and instead you embody being excited as though you already have it, you get into that state of energy, I assure you, Goddess, it won't be long. And there he is. This is an adventure for the soul. That journey itself, the journey of manifestation, is the adventure. Because in order to intentionally manifest, you've got to be in control of you and your energy. That is what this entire Earth School is. Learning to harness energy. Your soul knew it signed up for an adventure here. It's our egos that like to be in that space of going, oh my God, I hate it here. I want out of here. This is never going to work for me. I don't, blah, 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 blah. All the negative shit. It's all ego. Every bit of it. Every single bit. But the more you can, again, as I mentioned already today, about taking that broader perspective, that soul perspective, then you will see something completely different. Your perspective will shift. And if you can shift that perspective into seeing that you are on a soul's journey, that you're just passing through this lifetime here in this life as a human. You've had many before, and for some there will be many more. I'm really praying that this one's my last personally, because I'm not a super fan of Earth School. But at the same time, that's the point. The more you begin to recognize that you are a soul being having a human experience, the more you can embrace that this is a journey of growth, that you will undergo many rebirths in this lifetime, just as you already have. And the more you can actually cultivate that gentleness with yourself on this journey, the more you will be able to convey and share that gentleness with others on their journeys. And just allow them to be where they are. To really, truly, at this point, trust that the light does win. The light does win. And it is so true that it is always darkest before the dawn. It's always darkest before the dawn. That the energy of failure often precedes that of success. It's so true. So, we knew what we were signing up for here before we incarnated. We knew there would be a split in this world. We knew there would be those who would continue to choose the matrix, to be manipulated by the propaganda and the lies that have been perpetrated upon humanity for millennia in order to keep humanity oppressed and enslaved. You see, humans are actually more advanced than those who have been controlling us. It's just the evolutionary process has been greatly slowed. And we are here to get it back on track. We are here to liberate these souls that have been trapped in this matrix. A matrix rooted in fear and shame and blame and guilt. All of these old aspects of ourselves that we are being asked to let go of. As we are not just being reborn ourselves, but Gaia, Mother Earth herself, is undergoing the greatest rebirth that she has in tens of thousands, if not hundreds of thousands of years. And you play a major factor in that, Goddess, by what you are creating here. So it's really at that point of, again, recognizing you are on an adventure, all right, to discover and be in your passion, to be reborn and grow out of this old version of yourself, all these old ways of being that you were told you were, but they were not you. They were not in alignment with who you truly are. Certainly not in alignment with kindness, constantly telling you that you're not good enough, that you need to be afraid and feel guilty and feel shame and blame. No. No. Whew. Well, looky there. Leap. The universe will catch you. That's exactly what the universe is waiting on for you, Goddess. It's for you to take those steps. And perhaps your first steps are simply on getting clear on what kind of an experience you would like to be having here. What does union look and feel like with your counterpart? Literally, what is a day in the life with your divine counterpart? Go into details. What is a day in the life of anything that you desire to manifest? How specifically can you get in detail for how those times are? Because that is what you've got to do to shift into that timeline. And that's exactly what we're doing here, is we are shifting timelines. Every time you see on the Schumann resonance, the blackouts, those are quantum leaps. Those are quantum shifts that we are taking collectively. I know it doesn't feel like it so much, but that's the other reason why you're going to be experiencing ascension symptoms in a big way. You're going to be exhausted and headaches and crazy appetite, crazy sleep patterns. It's just simply you, your physical vessel, your spiritual being, downloading and integrating all of these downloads and upgrades and shifts that we are literally a part of. You're a part of this. And you are, as Abraham says, on the leading edge of creation. You have the winds of source at your back that are supporting you in whatever your passions are. But that's the thing, is it's got to be your soul's passion, your heart's desire, not some ego-based materialistic idea of something that you don't really want. You just think you do. So I'm feeling the need to ask you, if you could be, do, and have anything and never worry about money, what would that be? If you could be, do, and have anything and money was not a concern, what would that be? What would that be? And we have break the chains. Break the chain. Wow. You know, intriguing. Intriguing. You see how both of these very much tie together. Laying foundations. You have been doing this for so long, Goddess. Laying the foundations. It's all part of an infinite divine plan. Look, rewriting the future. That's exactly what this rebirth and growth is all about. Is you're finally starting to realize that by continuing to relive the past, by speaking it and thinking about it, you continue to relive the past in some way, shape, or form in your present. And perhaps the past that you are seeking to relive are through the memories of your counterpart, through the memories of what was. But because that is no more in that way, you're actually perpetuating the way it is right now, of them not being here, of life not looking how you want it to be, because you're so focused on the way it was. You're looking still at those foundations and the seeds. You're not actually looking at what's sprouting now, what framework is being done. We have to continue moving forward. It's again, rewriting that future. We are on an adventure here, and the sooner that you can embrace that and embrace your role in it, the sooner things are going to feel better for you. I assure you. So, back to my question, if you could be, do, and have anything and money were not an issue, what would it look like? Rewrite your future. Where are you going, Goddess? Because you're going regardless, but where would you like to end up? What experience would you like to be experiencing in any way, shape, or form? And I assure you, again, the more detailed you get about that, the better it's going to be. The better the universe can support you. And again, get those affirmations in line, and be writing them, be reciting them, be listening to them, be really doing then that work, because as you do your affirmations, as I've said, that shit is going to come up to be healed. The things that contradict what you are creating for yourself. You don't go digging for it. Don't worry, it's going to appear. You don't have to do that part of the work. And I feel that that's something that a lot in the collective do, is that this idea of shadow work means that I have to intentionally just dive into me and spend all this time just working on me. No. Be creating what you want to be creating, focusing on what you want to focus on. And everything that stands in the way of that is going to appear. You just keep moving along on your little adventure there. You take that leap and know that the universe is supporting you. But you just keep going and trust that everything that you need in whatever moment is going to show itself. If that's something that you need to heal, something that you need to feel, it's going to make itself known. You don't have to do that work. The work comes in when it comes up and you say, oh, I see you. You don't align with what I'm creating for myself. So what is the root of this? How can I shift this? How can I transmute this? How can I let this go? So that I can continue shifting and aligning with that which I desire. Rewriting the future. Healing your past, your ancestral patterns, and rewriting the future. And especially as twin flames, Goddess, you've got to let go of that old version, of any old versions of your counterpart. In order for him to step into his new version of self, you've got to let those go too. The key is to extract those moments that were sublimely divine. Feel that amazing. And incorporate that into the vision that you are creating. Again, what is a day in the life with the two of you? What's that look like? What's that look like? Freedom? Freedom? Free to be with the one that you love? Free to be living the life that you desire. Look, lucky number 13. I am very much a lucky number 13. And look, my Pegasus is down there. Oh my goodness. Cheering you on. Cheering you on. So, allow for this time of refuge. Again, the sanctuary, refuge. All this has been really coming up so much lately because we are preparing for things to come. And the way that we prepare for things to come is to call your power back into yourself, to recalibrate yourself, rebalance yourself, to really be strong and steady and stable on your own 2 feet, that you are able to defend yourself and perhaps defend others. Especially again, with what's to be coming. If all my intuitions are correct, it's about to get bumpy. There are things that are going to be coming to light, well, that are very fucking dark. But that's why we're here as light bringers. We are here to bring forth the light and illuminate that which is the evil in the darkness, because the darkness is the contrast. And we need the darkness, the realm of duality in this 3rd dimension. That's what this is. And so the darkness isn't necessarily bad. The darkness is what is the contrast. The dark teaches us. However, there is evil plaguing this darkness, plaguing this realm. And we are here to liberate this realm and assist with the ascension from 3rd dimension into 5th dimension, where there's love, not so much duality, not evil like that. It's love. And the evil cannot exist in that realm because it's not of the love frequency. But that love has to begin inside yourself, Goddess. The affirmation, I am love, because you are. And when you can really embody that which you are, then you amplify that out into this world. But that love has to begin with you. Has to begin with you growing into loving yourself. And that means to, again, allow yourself to be reborn into the version of yourself that you desire. I'm really feeling called to read this refuge card number 16. It's just to speak into me like that. Oh my goodness. So, Super Sign Sunday, the very first card was the magic card. Well, guess what? The very first word is magic. Magic is afoot in the enchanted grotto. Long rays of light stream through the forest canopy above. An abundance of ferns fill the grotto with effervescent verdant color, and a small waterfall tinkles like crystalline chimes. You know that you are safe here. Goddess, safe is technically an illusion. It is a concept created by the ego to be able to say that's safe or unsafe, when for the soul, there is nothing to fear. So there is no reason to be concerned with safe or unsafe. And when it comes to the ego, that which the ego perceives to be safe or will label as safe is that which is familiar, 9 times out of 10. Now, obviously, if, like you burnt yourself, your ego is not going to tell you that's safe. It is going to tell you it's unsafe. But anything that is outside of that comfort zone of familiarity, the ego is going to declare unsafe because it's unfamiliar. Well, the magic lies in the unfamiliar, in the unknown. This is the time to go within. Seek and find your inner refuge. Take time for deliberation and reflection. In times of retreat, you can truly hear the voice of your soul. Think carefully about decisions you make at this time. If possible, put them off. Now is not a good time to make life-changing choices. Instead, take time to create, amplifying this. Take time to create a foundation for the future. Look, laying foundations. And again, Goddess, that is what your vision is contributing to. Stop looking at what isn't working. Stop looking at what doesn't feel good. Focus on what does. Retreat and reflect on your heart's true desires. Passion. What truly lights you up, Goddess? What truly lights you up? Oh. Yeah. Fern grottos have a feeling of peace as you enter. Many are known to be places where magic resides, perhaps the homes of fairies and elves. Allow the energy of this sacred space to fill you. Know that you can be your true self and truly relax. Retreat and replenish your inner resources. Just as I said, now is that time to be kind of pulling back and really focusing on you and filling your cup because of what is to come. We are being prepared for even greater events that are unfolding. Now is not the time to act, but to incubate your ideas for the future. Be still. The answers are within you. Magic is all around you. That magic, 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 magic. Right? But you've got to be able to tune into the magic within yourself. The magic that you are a powerful being, that you have the ability to harness energy and manipulate it so that you are having the experience that you desire to be having here. The power is in your hands, Goddess. Let's see what we have for, because I'm loving the whole angel numbers being so affirming for us all. Let's see, because I really didn't get any on my... Looky here, looky. Oh my goodness. Number 3 and number 555, which I have to admit, I have been seeing so much 555 lately. It is incredible how much I've been seeing it. So I'm going to definitely share some of those posts on Instagram when I get this posted. I will share some of the instances that I have been receiving this 555 number. But let's just check and see what's angel number 3. Oh, I like that little rhyme there. Communication and self-expression. Oh my goodness. And now remember, in this message, we already had the time where I have mentioned about you being fully expressive of you. Communicate. Dear Goddess, allow yourself to communicate. Looky here, what you focus on is what expands. That's exactly what I was saying. I love how these angel numbers just affirm exactly what the message is. Gratitude, attitude, grows blessings. And look, adventure. Look, we have the adventure card. Adventure, inspiration, creativity. Humor, joy, optimism, spontaneity, enthusiasm, which feeds into passion. Number 3 is the Ascended Master's number. Follow your life path and soul mission with optimism and enthusiasm. Oh my goodness, I love that. So beautiful. So beautiful. I love how that worked out. And angel number 555, changes are coming. Embrace and allow the changes. That is what this rebirth is all about. And rewriting the future. Changes are coming. Embrace and allow the changes. You choose how you respond. Let go of what no longer serves you, which again is this rebirth card. Wow. You are creating your reality right here. Rewriting the future. Holy moly. Personal freedom. Personal freedom is 555. Non-attachment and individualism, as I've already mentioned in this message about attachment, ego attachment versus soul connection. You have the power to shift your thoughts. And then we have intentional manifestation. Oh my goodness. I love these. I love these. That just is such a perfect little wrap up, a close to this empowerment message, which is going to be one of my longest ones yet. I used to actually, for a moment, I'd be like, oh my God, it has to be short. Oh my God, no. I'm like, no, I watch 2-hour long videos. You know, we take in what we're supposed to and what we're led to. And oh my goodness, this is amazing. I love this. I love this. I'm so grateful that I followed my intuition and kept going with this message for all of you. For those who are really ready to reclaim their power and, you know, be intentional with your self-love empowerment journey, your twin flame journey, and all aspects therein, I'm here for you, Goddess. As I mentioned, I have the newly released option service for you to get your own custom affirmation station. And of course, I postponed the this month for being the first month for my Empowered with Rochelle mentorship group. I'm actually going to push that back and launch it next month. I did a little bit of restructuring to make it a little more affordable, where you still get the same massive, you know, transformation and shifts and supports that you would when it was my original price. I have now, again, just made a few alterations on it, and you still, again, get the same amazing, incredible support and shifts, and for a more affordable price for you, because I get it. I get what the collective energy is. I understand. I recognize the lack. I do. I get it very much, Goddesses, and I am here to serve you, and that is exactly why I wanted to revamp some things and why I haven't said a whole lot. So go check those details out, both for the affirmation station and for EWR, which is what we call Empowered with Rochelle, my mentorship group. And that's all at empowermentexperiences.com. I will put more specific links down in the description. And that said, thank you so much, Goddess. Thank you so much for coming along with me on this empowerment message journey here. And I would love to hear any feedback, any aha moments that you have. I love that. I love interacting with my audience through comments and such. If you're not already a part of the Goddess Tribe, come check us out on Telegram. That said, I'm going to leave you with the reminder that the power is in your hands, Goddess. I assure you, because I know for certain that it has always been inside you. Namaste.